In the small grey industrial town of Manchester, Emily Thompson stood by the factory window, her reflection blurred against the rain-streaked glass. At 22, life had already carved deep lines of worry across her young face. The worn wooden floors of the textile factory seemed to echo her fading dreams with each heavy step she took. Her father, Robert, had lost his job at the local steel mill 3 months earlier. The sudden unemployment hit their family like a merciless wave, washing away everything they had carefully built over decades. Bills piled up like mountains, and hope became a luxury they could barely afford. Emily remembered her childhood dream of becoming a professional dancer. Years ago, she would twirl in their small living room, her mother, Margaret, watching with pride, her eyes sparkling with hope for her daughter's future. Those moments seemed like distant memories now, crushed by the harsh reality of survival. Every morning, Emily would wake up before sunrise, helping her mother prepare breakfast for her younger brother, Jack. Her dance shoes, once her most treasured possession, now sat hidden in the back of her wardrobe, collecting dust and forgotten promises. The rhythmic sound of industrial machines had replaced the music that once filled her heart. The factory was unforgiving. Long hours, minimum wage, and repetitive work drained her spirit. Her delicate hands, once meant for graceful movements, now carried calluses from handling rough textile materials. Her colleagues were kind but tired, each carrying their own silent struggles. Jack, just 16, had started working part-time at a local grocery store. Despite their financial challenges, he never lost his infectious optimism. One day, things will change, he would tell Emily, his young voice filled with a hope that seemed almost naive. Margaret worked cleaning offices in the evening, her aging body fighting against exhaustion. The family's survival depended on every penny they could earn. Emily felt the weight of their collective dreams pressing down on her shoulders. On weekends, she would sometimes walk past the local dance studio, watching through the window as young dancers practiced. Her heart would ache with a mixture of longing and pain. The music would drift out, a haunting reminder of the life she had once imagined for herself. The town itself seemed to reflect their struggle. Once a thriving industrial centre, Manchester had been slowly dying. Factories closed, jobs disappeared, and hope became a rare commodity. Empty buildings and abandoned workshops told stories of better times. Emily's evenings were spent helping Jack with homework, assisting her mother with household chores, and trying to find ways to supplement their income. Her dance dreams had become a distant whisper, almost forgotten in the noise of daily survival. But something inside Emily refused to die completely. Her small, persistent flame of hope continued to flicker. She would catch herself occasionally moving to a rhythm only she could hear, her body remembering the grace of dance despite years of suppression. Her father, though broken by unemployment, never lost his dignity. He would spend days looking for work, returning home tired but determined. "We are Thompsons," he would say, "and Thompsons don't give up." The winter that year was particularly harsh. Cold winds swept through their small rented house, finding every crack and weakness. Their heating was minimal, and layers of blankets became their primary source of warmth. Yet, in those challenging moments, the family's love became their strongest weapon. They would share simple meals, tell stories, and support each other. Jack's jokes would break the tension, Margaret's gentle touches would provide comfort, and Robert's unwavering belief would keep them going. Emily would often look at her reflection, seeing not just a tired factory worker, but a young woman with unrealized potential. Her dance shoes might be hidden, but her spirit remained unbroken. Little did she know that fate was about to offer her an unexpected opportunity. A small, almost invisible door was about to open, presenting a chance that would challenge everything she believed about her life's limitations. The rain continued outside, beating against the window like a persistent rhythm, and Emily Thompson, unaware of the journey ahead, continued her daily routine, holding on to a hope so fragile yet so powerful that it could transform her entire world. In this moment, suspended between despair and possibility, her real story was just about to begin. The T Community Centre stood like a beacon of hope in the middle of Manchester's worn-out neighbourhood. Faded posters announcing various programmes covered its brick walls. But one particular notice caught Emily's eye, that cold Saturday morning. Free dance classes for local youth, sponsored by a local charity. Her brother Jack had spotted the poster first. "You should go," he said, pushing a crumpled £20 note into her hand. It was his entire savings from weeks of grocery store work. "Promise me you'll try." Emily hesitated. The thought of dancing again felt both exciting and terrifying. Her body remembered the movements, but her confidence had been buried under years of struggle. The factory had beaten down her dreams, replacing passion with practical survival. The first class was scheduled for Tuesday evening. Emily spent days overthinking what to wear, finally settling on an old pair of leggings and a simple black top. Her hands trembled as she walked into the community center, expecting to be turned away or judged. Mr. Williams, the dance instructor, was different from what she expected. A man in his 50s with kind eyes and a weathered face that spoke of his own life struggles. He moved with a grace that suggested he understood more than just dance. The class was a mix of young people from different backgrounds. Some looked professional, others as nervous as Emily. She found a spot at the back, hoping to blend into the background. But Mr. Williams had other plans. "Everyone has a story," he announced to the class. "Dance isn't just about perfect movements. It's about expressing what's inside you." During the warm-up, Emily discovered her body still remembered. Muscle memory kicked in, and for brief moments she forgot about the factory, her family's struggles and her broken dreams. Movement became a language of hope. Mr. Williams noticed her potential. During a break, he approached her. "You have something special," he said quietly. "Not just technique, but emotion. That's what makes a true dancer." The unexpected conversation changed everything. Mr. Williams offered her a part-time assistant teaching role to cover her class fees. It was more than just a job, it was a lifeline, a bridge between her current reality and her forgotten dreams. Her first assistant teaching session was terrifying. Teaching young children who were eager to learn, she discovered a confidence she didn't know existed. Each child's smile, each small improvement became a victory. Jack was her biggest supporter. He would help her practice at home, moving furniture to create a makeshift dance floor. Their small living room became a sanctuary of movement and hope. Mother Margaret watched with tears in her eyes. "You're finding yourself again," she would say, her voice filled with a mixture of pride and hope. The factory job now felt different. Each day she had something to look forward to. Dance classes became her escape, her moment of freedom. The repetitive machine work no longer defined her entire existence. Other class participants began to notice her potential. Whispers of her natural talent spread through the community center. Emily, once invisible, was becoming someone people recognized and appreciated. Mr. Williams continued to mentor her, seeing beyond her current circumstances. "Talent isn't about where you come from," he would say. "It's about where you're willing to go." Her family's financial struggles remained, but something had changed. Hope had entered their lives, not as a distant dream, but as a tangible possibility. Emily was transforming, not just as a potential dancer, but as a person discovering her own strength. The community center became more than just a building. It became a symbol of possibility, a place where dreams could be rebuilt, where people like Emily could find a second chance. As winter slowly gave way to spring, Emily felt something she hadn't experienced in years: excitement about the future. The dance classes were more than just lessons. They were a pathway to understanding herself, to rediscovering the passion she thought she had lost. Her journey was just beginning, but for the first time in years, Emily Thompson believed that anything was possible. The music played, and she danced, not just with her body, but with her entire being. The next few months became a delicate dance of balance for Emily Thompson. Her days now moved between the textile factory, dance classes, and her new role as an assistant instructor. Every moment was carefully choreographed, like a complex dance routine of survival and dreams. Her mornings began before sunrise. At the factory, her hands moved mechanically, but her mind was filled with dance sequences and choreography. The repetitive work no longer felt like a prison. Instead, it became a preparation ground for her true passion. Mr. Williams noticed her transformation. During evening classes, Emily moved differently. Her body carried a newfound confidence, each movement telling a story of resilience. She wasn't just learning dance, she was rebuilding herself, one step at a time. The community center became her second home. Young students looked up to her, seeing not just a dance assistant, but a role model of perseverance. Emily began teaching children from backgrounds similar to her own, working-class families fighting to keep their dreams alive. Jack continued to be her biggest supporter. He would help her practice, move furniture, and even learned basic dance moves to help her choreograph. Their small living room transformed into a makeshift dance studio, filled with laughter and hope. Her family noticed the change. Margaret saw a spark returning to her daughter's eyes, a spark that had been missing for years. Robert, still struggling to find permanent work, found hope in Emily's determination. Financial challenges remained constant. Emily carefully divided her earnings, supporting her family while saving a small amount for her dance education. Every pound was a victory, every saved penny a step closer to her dream. The local dance community began to take notice. Small performances at community events gave Emily opportunities to showcase her growing skills. She wasn't just an assistant instructor anymore, she was becoming a dancer in her own right. Her transformation wasn't just physical. Emily learned to speak with more confidence, to carry herself with grace, learned both from dance and life's challenges. The shy factory worker was slowly disappearing, replaced by a woman who understood her own potential. Mr. Williams became more than an instructor. He became a mentor and friend. He saw something special in Emily, a raw talent mixed with an unbreakable spirit. "Your struggles are your strength," he would tell her during private lessons. Emily started helping other struggling students at the community center. She understood their challenges, the financial limitations, the self-doubt, the societal expectations. Her guidance became more than just dance instruction. It was a lifeline of hope. Her weekends became a careful balance of additional dance training, family support, and occasional performances. She performed at local events, community centers, and small venues. Each performance was a testament to her journey. The textile factory job, once her entire world, now felt like a temporary station. Emily began looking into dance scholarships, professional training opportunities. Her world was expanding one dance step at a time. Her relationship with her family deepened. They weren't just surviving anymore, they were supporting each other's dreams. Jack's enthusiasm, her mother's quiet support, her father's silent pride, all became fuel for her transformation. Local newspapers began to take notice. A small article about the community center's dance program featured Emily's story. She became an inspiration for other young people from working-class backgrounds. Her dance style became unique, a mixture of technical skill and raw emotional expression. She didn't just perform dance, she told stories through movement. Her background of struggle became her greatest artistic strength. Mr. Williams entered her into a local dance competition. The preparation was intense, combining technical training with emotional depth. Emily discovered that her life experiences were her greatest asset on the dance floor. As summer approached, Emily realized she was no longer the same person who had walked into the community center months ago. She had transformed, not just as a dancer, but as a human being. Her journey wasn't about becoming perfect. It was about becoming authentic, about finding strength in vulnerability, about turning limitations into opportunities. The music played, and Emily danced, no longer just surviving but truly living. Her transformation was complete, but her journey was just beginning. The local dance competition poster appeared like a beacon of hope in the community center's window. A scholarship to a prestigious London dance academy, something that seemed impossible just months ago, now felt tantalizingly close to Emily Thompson. Her family gathered around the kitchen table, discussing the opportunity. Jack's excitement was infectious. "You have to try," he insisted, his teenage eyes burning with belief in his sister's potential. Their parents exchanged nervous but supportive glances. Preparation became Emily's entire world. Mr. Williams worked extra hours, helping her develop a routine that would showcase her unique story. They chose a contemporary piece that reflected her journey, a dance about transformation, struggle, and hope. Every evening after factory work, she would practice. Her body ached, muscles stretched beyond their previous limitations. The routine wasn't about perfect technical movements, but about telling her story through dance. The competition day arrived with a nervous energy. Emily wore a simple black outfit, her hair pulled back, revealing a face marked by determination. The community center had pooled money to help her prepare, each contribution a testament to their collective hope. As she waited backstage, memories flooded her mind. The factory floor, her father's jobless months, her mother's tired eyes, Jack's unwavering support, all became fuel for her performance. When Emily stepped onto the stage, the room fell silent. Her first movement captured everyone's attention. It wasn't just a dance. It was a narrative of survival, of a working-class girl refusing to be defined by her circumstances. She told her story without words. Each step represented a challenge overcome, each turn a moment of resilience. The judges watched, completely captivated by her raw emotional performance. Her final movement, a powerful leap that seemed to break invisible chains, brought tears to many eyes. The audience sat in stunned silence before erupting into applause. Mr. Williams watched from the side, his eyes filled with pride. He knew this was more than a competition. This was Emily's moment of transformation. The judges' deliberation felt like an eternity. Emily stood backstage, her heart racing, surrounded by fellow dancers, who now looked at her with newfound respect. When her name was called as a finalist, the world seemed to stop. Her family, seated in the back row, broke into uncontrollable tears. Jack jumped up, pumping his fist in the air. Her parents held each other, witnessing their daughter's dream taking flight. The scholarship wasn't just about dance. It represented hope for an entire family, for a community that had supported her journey. Each clap, each cheer was a collective celebration of possibility. Reporters approached her after the performance. Local newspapers wanted to share her story. A working-class girl from Manchester who refused to be limited by her circumstances. Her factory colleagues heard about her achievement. Women who had worked alongside her for years now looked at her with newfound respect. She had become a symbol of what was possible when passion met determination. The scholarship meant more than just dance training. It was a ticket out of economic struggle, a chance to transform not just her life, but potentially her family's entire future. Emily's performance had done something remarkable. It hadn't just won a competition, it had challenged perceptions about working-class dreams and potential. Mr. Williams approached her after the results, his eyes filled with emotion. "You didn't just dance," he said quietly. "You told a story that needed to be heard." Her family celebrated that night in their small living room. No expensive dinner, no grand party, just pure, simple joy. Jack made tea. Her parents hugged her repeatedly, and Emily felt a sense of achievement beyond words. The London Dance Academy represented more than education. It was a promise of a different future, a world beyond the factory floors and economic limitations. As she prepared for her next chapter, Emily understood that her breakthrough wasn't just about winning a competition. It was about proving that dreams have no social or economic boundaries. The music of possibility played, and Emily was ready to dance into her future. London welcomed Emily Thompson with a mixture of excitement and challenge. The Dance Academy was nothing like her small Manchester world. Grand buildings, professional dancers, and opportunities she had only dreamed about. Her first weeks were overwhelming. Students came from privileged backgrounds, with years of professional training. Emily's raw talent and life experience became her greatest strength. Where others had technical perfection, she had emotional depth. Professors noticed her unique approach. Her dance wasn't just movement, it was storytelling. Each performance carried the weight of her working-class background, transforming limitations into artistic expression. Jack continued to be her biggest supporter. He would send encouraging text messages, sharing family updates and his own growing dreams. Their connection remained strong, despite the physical distance. Her parents watched her journey with a mixture of pride and anxiety. Margaret would call weekly, her voice filled with both love and concern. Robert spoke less but listened more, understanding the magnitude of Emily's opportunity. The scholarship meant more than personal achievement. Emily realized she was representing something bigger, hope for families who believed dreams could transcend economic boundaries. During advanced classes, Emily discovered her true potential. Her unique background became her greatest asset. Where other dancers performed, she communicated entire life stories through movement. Her breakthrough performance at the Academy came during a contemporary dance showcase. She choreographed a piece representing her journey, from factory worker to professional dancer. The audience was stunned into silence. Professors recommended her for professional opportunities. Small performance contracts started coming her way. Each opportunity a step further from her previous life. Emily never forgot her roots. She began designing a community dance program for working-class children, wanting to provide opportunities she had once only dreamed about. The community center in Manchester remained her inspiration. She would return during holidays, teaching free dance workshops, showing local children that dreams were possible. Her family's economic situation slowly improved. The additional income from her initial dance contracts helped support her parents. Jack was now preparing for university, inspired by his sister's journey. London's dance world slowly recognized her unique talent. Critics began discussing her performances, noting her extraordinary ability to tell stories through movement. Emily's transformation became more than personal success. She became a symbol of possibility, proving that talent knows no economic boundaries. Her relationship with Mr. Williams continued. He remained her mentor, guiding her professional journey with the same compassion he had shown in Manchester. Weekend. Workshops became her passion. She would teach children from diverse backgrounds, understanding that every child needed someone to believe in their potential. The textile factory felt like a distant memory. Yet Emily never forgot the lessons learned during those challenging years: discipline, hard work, and resilience. Her performances began attracting national attention. Magazine interviews discussed her remarkable journey, inspiring other young people from similar backgrounds. Emily understood that her success wasn't just personal. It represented hope for an entire generation of working-class dreamers. Family remained her constant support. During challenging moments, she would remember her father's words, "Thompsons don't give up." Her choreography began telling stories of working-class struggles, economic challenges, and human resilience. Each performance became a powerful statement about potential. The Dance Academy became more than an educational institution. It transformed into a platform for her artistic expression, her social commentary. Emily's journey proved that passion, combined with hard work, could transform lives. She wasn't just a dancer, she was a storyteller, a dreamer, a beacon of hope. Her story spread beyond dance. Schools, community centers, and youth programs began inviting her to share her journey, inspiring countless young people. Jack watched his sister's journey with admiration. Her success had opened doors not just for herself, but for their entire family. As years passed, Emily Thompson became more than a dancer. She became a symbol of transformation, proving that dreams have no boundaries. The music of possibility continued to play, and Emily danced not just for herself, but for every dreamer who refused to be defined by their circumstances. Her new beginning was just the start of an extraordinary journey.